Organik Tribe, Coach Dahlia here. We're going to be talking about today a few signs that may indicate that you are overcompensating in your relationship. Let's get into it. Number one, you are overly accommodating, meaning that the things that you desire to do are often things you will do without, and you will allow yourself to be neglected in order to do whatever it is that your partner has an interest in. So, for instance, say there is a toss-up between you both are deciding, what are we going to do tonight? We want to go out. You may have an interest to do one thing or just go for dinner, and your partner always wants to go to an event, always wants to go to a party. And you always say, okay, you know what, let's do what you want to do. Oh, I really wanted to just relax in, but if you want to go out, okay, let's go, let's do what you want to do. If you are always overly accommodating to ensure that your partner's needs are met, and you are not ensuring that your needs are met, that's one of them, and it's going to create some problems within the confines of your relationship very soon. Another one would be is that you have a list of issues that never get resolved, or you're constantly putting your needs behind the needs of your partner. Now, this is a bit twofold in the sense that if you are always putting your needs behind that of your partner, they may not know what your needs are. They may not know that you don't often like the things that they want to do and that they're recommending or suggesting. If you do not speak up for yourself, you cannot blame your partner for not having the awareness and not knowing what it is that you need, what it is that you want, and how you're feeling. If you do not express your needs, if you do not express your issues, you cannot hold them accountable for the way in which you feel in your relationship if you haven't given them the opportunity to work on said issues. Just saying, it takes two hands to clap. It's not only their fault, it's yours too. Another is if you constantly or frequently feel sad, anxious, depressed about your relationship, this is also a sign that you potentially may be overcompensating within your relationship. It's often because you are not allowing yourself to be heard. You feel as though maybe your partner will not hear you. Sometimes this happens as well, if you feel as though you've done the best that you can to express your needs, express your feelings, express your issues, and your partner never really seems to hear you. They don't really hold space for you. They will always turn it back around onto what their needs are, what they want, the things that make them happy. Without hearing you, this is a problem. If when you think about your relationship, you are always down, there's an issue that needs to be addressed, and your partner needs to be spoken to. They need to be aware. And sometimes this needs to be done in counseling or in coaching so that you feel that you can actually speak your truth and be heard and have someone that is non-biased actually help you, but also help you hear your partner. Because maybe there are things that your partner feels as well or lacks in understanding that maybe you're not really giving them, but you think you are. Here's another one. If you are always the one to apologize, whether or not you are in the wrong, for the sake of keeping the peace in the relationship, hey, let me tell you, you are not keeping any peace. You are adding to the destruction of your relationship because you're actually unwilling to hold your partner accountable because you're afraid that maybe the relationship will dissolve. Maybe there's going to be issues. Maybe this is going to cause something bigger. It's not that big. So you will also minimize and diminish the way in which you feel for the sake of keeping peace. You're not keeping peace in your relationship if you don't speak up. You're not keeping peace in your relationship if you are hurting, if you are holding on to issues that are actually affecting you in a negative way for the sake of your partner's peace. So if they are happy, you're good. If they are upset, everything's wrong. What about the way in which you feel? What about your happiness? What about your joy? What about your feelings? Do they equally put you first and at the forefront of your relationship the way in which you do them? And if they don't, you need to acknowledge that. And you need to ask yourself, why am I here? What is keeping me here? What has this hold, this pull? Why don't I feel safe enough to express myself? Those questions have answers. They may not feel good. The reality may hurt, but the reality is what we need to live in. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm going to tell you straight. Relationships are beautiful, but they are not for the faint of heart. Okay, they take a lot of work. They take a lot of effort. You have to be intentional. You have to have an authentic desire for it to work. Okay, and you have to have an authentic desire for it to work on those days where you look at your partner and you're like, I really don't like you too much, you know. I'm not really feeling you right now. But because I love you, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to show up, right? That showing up and putting in the work cannot happen on one side. It must be both parties equally investing in the foundation of the relationship in order for you to build something sustainable. Everyone needs to come with a brick. Everyone needs to be a builder, right? Everyone needs to contribute in a way that will lead to the success of the relationship. One person cannot do it alone. And one person should not do it alone. And if one person is doing it alone, you have to really come to terms and ask yourself, why am I okay submitting myself to a lifestyle and a relationship that is not fruitful, that is not feeding my soul? Mind you, there will be issues in a relationship and there will be times where there's a bit of turmoil and you work through it, but that turmoil cannot be the constant theme in your relationship. Your relationship should be your peace. Your relationship should bring you joy. Your relationship should be the refuge you seek after everything else that is thrown at you in this world. If your relationship now also becomes a stress, a burden, something that makes you sad and depressed, you have to ask yourself, why am I submitting myself to this? Because no one can force you to stay in a relationship. There's a reason why you are there, and you need to recognize, acknowledge, seek and dig to understand why it is you are there. Why it is you are there, right? It's the truth. Okay, so Organik Tribe, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm praying that this has proven to be fruitful. I pray that this has proven to give you something to really reflect on and think about when you think about yourself, the way in which you conduct yourself in your relationship, the way in which your partner conducts themselves in their relationship, and be open and honest with yourself so that you can be open and honest with your partner. Okay, and if you are the partner that is overcompensating, it doesn't mean the relationship needs to be done away with. It means that you need to be open. You need to have a conversation and give your partner the opportunity to show you whether or not they are willing to do right by you, to do what is required to have a healthy and whole relationship. If you recognize that you are the one in the relationship that is not putting in enough effort, and your partner is the one that is always overcompensating for you, you need to ask yourself why you're there too. Why are you with someone that you do not care to put the effort into? You're wasting your time. You are wasting their time, and you are preventing both of you from finding a love that will feed your soul and make you want to be a better version of yourself. If you are with someone that does not make you feel as though you want to be a better version, evolved version of yourself, you're trespassing in someone else's garden. That's not your yard to be in. And you need to remove yourself. Free yourself and free that person. But if there is authentic love and you can work on this relationship, and two people are willing to work at this relationship, because it takes two hands to clap, right? Then work at it. But if you recognize that no matter the effort, change does not come, unfortunately, as hard as it may be, this may be telling of the fact that you two are not meant to be one. Okay, so, as always, if you feel called to it, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, and just much love, warmth, and I will be back. All right, take it easy and pour into your relationships, because when you pour into a relationship, it will pour back into you. All right, Organik Tribe, one love. Blessings.